Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with your same module, that is a website designing, that is a web application development, that is a website design. So today I'm going to continue with the same chapter, that is where do I start, that is the first chapter. In the last class we have discussed about the development, and the last that is the visual impact, that is the visual images. Now I'm going to start with the previous class session, that is what we have covered in the last class, then move to the today's topic, that is the next part of this one, that is the next part of the resources, that are the various articles that is available in the website designing. So in the last class we have started with the web development, that is development means how to develop the web pages that is required, that involves the creation and the troubleshooting of the documents, style sheets and script and the images, and that makes up a site. So that is various style sheets are available for the choosing the files, for choosing the scenario, for choosing the data that is used for the website development. So that is a fair amount is given that is used for the website development, that involves the creation and the troubleshooting of the documents, style sheets, script and the images that makes up a site. That means whatever the document part, whatever the development part that is involved, that involves the creation and the troubleshooting, that makes the site, that is known as the development. And as the website grows, the team that handles the creation of the files that makes up the file or website, that is also used dynamically, that is known as the development or the production department. For example, in a company there is a production department that produces everything, that develop everything, that is known as the production or the development department. Production, development are the, we can say, the synonyms, that is develop the things, produce the things, that are the same thing, that is development or the production. And there are broad disciplines that falls under the development, and we can say that there are multiple parts that is available under the development that we have studied in the last class, that is authoring, styling and scripting, programming. That is what is the meaning of authoring, then what is the styling meaning, and what is the scripting meaning, that is the programming meaning. So these are the various disciplines, or these are the various criteria that falls under the category of authoring, under the category of styling, and under the category of scripting and the programming. These are the various disciplines. Now, then we will discuss one by one, that is what is the meaning of authoring. That means a markup. Markup means, we can say, that is used in the HTML. That means we are using the we are using the syntax, rules, regulation that is used for the authoring. So that is a process that is used for the process of preparing the content for delivery on the web, or more specifically making up the content with the HTML tag. So whatever the HTML tag, whatever the HTML document that describes the content and the function that is used for the delivery on the web, that is the authoring. So that is used for the preparation of the, or process of preparing the content for the delivery on the web, and that is also used with the help of the HTML tags, that is a markup. Markup means, we can say, that syntax or the rules, regulation and the tags that is used in the HTML for designing the web pages for the content and the function. And if you want a job as a developer or web developer, you have a knowledge of the HTML, because that is a basic language, that is the first language that is used for the website designing, that is a HTML, that is a hypertext markup language. And if you want a job as a web developer, you need to have a intricate knowledge of the, that is a good knowledge of the web pages, good knowledge of the HTML that is used for the website development, and how it functions in the various browsers. Various browsers means, if there are multiple browsers that is used, for example Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox that is used, there are multiple browsers that is used for the website development, that is used for the HTML. So that is a hypertext markup language that is involved, that is used with the best practices and the opportunities, as well as the bugs and the limitation, that is removing the bugs, removing the limitation, that is authoring and the markup. Then the next part is the styling. So this is the first part is authoring that we have discussed. Then next is the styling and the scripting and the programming. Now next is styling, that is available with the use of CSS, that is a cascading style sheets. This is the, we can say, the also the web page, or also the, we can say, the rule language that is used, that is known as the CSS, that is a cascading style sheet, that is controlled by the various rules, regulation, that is controlled by the various syntax, or we can say the markup authorization that is used with the CSS. So development is done into, or divided into three categories. One is the authoring, one is the styling, one is the scripting. Now authoring involves the HTML, styling involves the CSS, that is a cascading style sheets, that is used for the HTML document. And if you are interested in working in a web development, knowing your way around the CSS, and it is not supported by all the browsers, that is not guaranteed. And this is a note that is very important, that many visual designers translate their design into HTML and the CSS document themselves. that most of the web designers, most of the visual designers translate their designs, translate their, we can say, the criteria into HTML and the CSS document, that is a hypertext markup language, and the cascading style sheet document themselves. And there is a proper argument that is used to call yourself, that is known as a web designer, that is able to design yourself and nearly around or everyone, that is used for the better job as well as the designing. Now next part is a scripting, that is also used as a markup, that is also used as a backup, that is also used as a scenario, that is used in the content development. That is a markup, that is a scripting language that is used for the programming, that is used for the scripting language that is used in the website development. So that is a programming that requires some traditional computer programming process, that is known as a scripting. So we write the script, there are multiple languages, like one of the example is a JavaScript. So JavaScript is a language that makes the web pages to do the things, that is JavaScript. This is a language that is used that makes the elements on the web pages to do the things, and it also adds the behavior and the functionality to the elements in the page. Whatever the functionality, whatever the element that is required, that is available in the page, that is available in the behavior of the JavaScript. So it adds the behavior and the functionality to the elements in the page and even to the browser. There are multiple languages, there are multiple concepts that is used for the scripting and the programming. And there are other web related programming languages involved, that is a PHP, that is a personal home page, that Ruby, then Python, and the ASP.NET. And the full form of ASP.NET is active server pages.net. I will write this over the chat, that is the active server pages or active server page. And there are two sides in ASP.NET. One is the front end side, one is the back end side, and this is the, we can say, the example that is used. This is the difference that is used, that is available, that is the front end and the back end. This is the front end design, this is the back end design. Front end means the design aspect that is appear, that is visible with the browser. For example, if I'm using the Google Chrome, everything is visible, that is a front end, and that script that is available in the backend profile in the behind the scene, that is known as the backend development. And these are the various tasks that is performed by the front end, and these are the various tasks that is followed by the backend. These are the tasks, that is the graphic design and the image correction, then interface design, then information design, then HTML document, then JavaScript. So there are multiple designing that is used as a front end design, and there are various back end design also that is also available, that is known as the information design, form processing, database processing, content management, and the other languages. So these are the various backend development that is also used with the backend design. This is the front end versus the backend. And the web scripting and the programming definitely require some traditional computer programming processes that is also used, that is also required for the programming languages. Now next is the content strategy and the development. So next category after the development is how to develop the content, that is what is the strategy that is followed to develop the content, and how to create the content, that is the content strategy and the creation. Third on in our list, that is third on our list, that is available after the development, that is the content strategy and the creation. So third on our list, so ideally first in the actual website creation process is the critical matter of the site's content itself. Anyone who uses the title, that is a web designer, needs to be aware about everything that we support in the process of getting the message, that is how to get the message, what are the functionality that is available with the users. Furthermore, good writing can help the user interfaces that we create to become the effective, that is the content strategy and the creation. So that uses the title web designer needs to be aware that everything we do supports the process of getting the content, message, and functionality to the user. That is the main concern, that is what is the message, what is the content, and what are the various functionality that is provided to the user. And of course, someone needs to create the content and maintain it. Don't underestimate the resources required to do it successfully, because whatever the content that is available on the website, for example, if on any website there will be a content that is available, that is the main source of the website, because if content is not correct on the website, how the individual, or how the, we can say, the user can view the resources, can view the content on the website. No. So the content should be correct, the content should be properly maintained, proper sequence, everything is proper sequence. That is the content strategy and the creation. And when the content is not written right, the sites cannot be fully effective. And there is a IA, that is the information designer, or sorry, ID or the IA, that is the information designer or information architect, that organize the content logically and for the ease of the findability. That organize means that format the, or we can say the arrange the content in a sequence order, that is the logically, and also find the ease of the findability. Ease of the findability means we can easily find the information over the website, that is the ease of the findability. Now the fourth element that we have studied, that is the multimedia. So one is the development, one is the content strategy that we have discussed, one is the multimedia. That is using the multimedia elements such as audio, video, file, text, everything that is available over the multimedia, that is available over the web, that is a multimedia. That means using more than one media, that is how to add the multimedia element, that is a part of the multimedia. So one of the cool things that about the web is that you can add the multimedia element to a site, including the sound, including the video, including the animation, and even the interactive game. So we can add anything over the multimedia, that may be a game, that may be a video, that may be an animation, that may be a sound. You may decide to add the multimedia skills such as the audio and the video editing or the flash development, like more the flash. Now there is a information that is available about the flash that also uses the multimedia. Suppose, or for example, I am delayed today the class by 15 to 20 minutes. Now what's the reason? There will be there was a training that is scheduled for the Pearson, that is scheduled for the assignment writing, and that training will be a web seminar, that is on the online training, but the training is based on the flash only. If I do not have a flash on my system, I cannot attend the training. So think, flash is one of the important concept that is used for the web seminars, web webinars, web application development, online transactions, as well as online training. So that is a part of the multimedia, that is a flash. So this is the theory about the flash that we have discussed, that is what is a flash, how to use the flash, and what are the various advantages that is available by the flash. So it's a multimedia format created specially for the web, and flash is used to create the full screen animation, interactive graphics, integrated audio and the video clips, and even scriptable games and the application. That is a flash that is used for the animation, that is used for the graphics, that is used for the integrated audio and the video clips. Now flash use has been on the decline due to a number of development. Now recently flash has been declined due to a number of reasons, because most of the companies do not support the flash, because this requires a lots of bandwidth, this requires a lots of space in the computer. So most of the organization does not follow the, or does not support the flash. And in place of flash, most of the companies focused on the HTML files. That is also the similar to the flash, we can say all the functionality is very similar to the flash, but there is a difference, there is a, we can say, the content difference, because HTML is not as much as effective as the flash. The fact that a plugin is required to play the flash media makes some developers squeamish. Now, what languages do I need to learn? That is a today's topic. That is, what are the various languages that is available that we need to learn? So if you are a visual designer who spends time in Photoshop and Illustrators, you may be put off by needing to learn how to create your designs with the text. That is, how to create the design, what are the various content that will be available for designing the concepts. So if you are a visual designer, you spend the time in the Photoshop and Illustrator, you may be put off by needing to learn how to create your designs with the text. But I assure you, it's pretty simple to get started. So it's pretty simple to get started to use the languages that I need to learn. There are also authoring tools that speed up the production process, as we will discuss later in this chapter. That is, there are multiple authoring tools that is available, that is used for the website development, that we will discuss in the at the end of the chapter. Now following is a list of the technology that is associated with the web development. So following are the various technology, various languages that is available, that is associated with the web development. Which languages and the technologies you learn will depend on the role you see yourself in within the web design process. So what are the languages, or which are the languages and the technology that you need to learn, or that you learn, that will depend on the role that you will see, or that you see yourself in within the web design process. However, so there are multiple technologies that is available that is used for the website development or the web designing process. However, I advise everyone involved in building the website to know their way around the HTML and the CSS. So everyone must know about the HTML and the CSS, because these are the basic language. One provides a markup, one provides a styling. That is the HTML and the CSS. And if you want to do front-end web development for a living, JavaScript know-how is pretty much a job requirement. JavaScript is you can study the JavaScript for the requirement of the job. That is much a or pretty much a job requirement. More technically inclined web professional may take on the server configurations, databases, and site performance, but these are generally not front-end level or we can say the operation task or the upper task. Through a basic functionality with the backend never hurts. So these are the various languages, various server configuration, various front-end tool that is available. So that is not the developer task or the front-end developer task, that is also used for the database development. So more technically inclined web professional that may take on the server configuration, that may take on the databases. This is one of the important concept. And the site development, site performance that is used for the front-end level task or front-end developer task. Although of basic functionality with the backend issues never hurts. Now at a glance, that is what are the various web-related technology that is available, and these are the most important technology that is available. One is the HTML, then there will be a CSS, so one is the HTML, one is the CSS, next JavaScript and then DOM scripting, then server-side scripting and the database management. So these are the four languages that is available: HTML, CSS, JavaScript and the DOM scripting, then server-side programming and the database management. So these are the four web-related technologies that is available in the website development. Now, this is WWW Consortium, that is a World Wide Web Consortium, that is also known as the W3 Schools, that is an organization that oversees the development of web technologies. Overseas means use the development of the web technologies, and the group was founded in the 1994 by Tim Berners-Lee. This is also known as the father of the WWW, because who is the founder of the WWW? That is a Tim Berners-Lee, and that found the WWW in the 1994. And in the beginning with the W3 schools concerned itself mainly with the HTTP protocol. So W3 schools or W3C, that is the World Wide Web Consortium, that is also available with the HTTP protocol. Now, Larry and Mitty Jamvin, my question is to you: what is the full form of HTTP? Wake up, wake up, Larry and Mitty Jamvin. What is the full form of HTTP? My question to all of you: what is the full form of HTTP? Okay. What about Larry? Good, Mitty Jamvin. What about Larry? Are you there still here, Larry, or you gone somewhere? I'm talking about HTTP. Listen, HTTP, not HTML. This is HTTP. Hmm. Good, very good, Larry and Minty Jambin. HTTP means a hypertext transfer protocol that is used for the navigation, that is used for the various processing skills uh, that is required for the hypertext markup language, or that is used for the HTML, that is the HTTP. But nowadays, W3 School is laying a foundation for the future of the web by developing dozens of the technology and the protocol. There are multiple technology, multiple protocol that is available that must work together in a solid infrastructure. That is also known as the W3 schools. And any question that is available, there is a website that is available like w3 www.w3.org. When I click on it, a new web page will be opened. Now look, a new page will be opened with the www.w3.org. Now these are the various W3 school W3C tools available. These are the authority that is used. These are the various PDF that is used for the future, for the web groups, for the web development experts. Like, and if I click on this one, that is also the consortium part that is also used, that is also a part of the W3 schools consortium, nothing else. Now this is the W3 schools, but are the various principal means more and more knowledge about the W3 school, that is the World Wide Web Consortium. This is, it is an international community where the member organizations, a full-time staff and the public work together to develop the web standard, in which the member organization, that is the company organizations, company members, as well as the full-time staff, as well as the public, that is the common public, that work together to develop the web standards. That is the W3 schools. And who is the father of WWW consortium? That is the W3C consortium. That is Tim Berners-Lee, and CEO is Jeffrey Jaffe. So remember, the father of the WWW consortium is Tim Berners-Lee, because it has, or he has founded the concept, that is the W3 schools or the W3C. Now let's start with the languages. First of all, what is a HTML? This is just a brief of the HTML. I'm going to discuss full-fledged HTML from the tomorrow's or day after tomorrow's class. I'm not sure, it depends on your content. Basically, tomorrow we will start with the HTML. So HTML, that stands for Hypertext Markup Language. That is a language that is used to create the web page documents. This is the first line that says, this is a language that is used to create the web document, that is used to create the web pages, that is a HTML. So this is a language that is used to create the web page document. So whatever the web page document that is going to start, that is going to create, that is created by the HTML. So sorry for the delay, there is some congestion problem at my neck. So let's start the session again. This is the HTML, so that is a language that is used to create the web page document. So whatever the web page document that is available, so for creating the web page document, there will be language that is available, that is known as the HTML, that is a hypertext markup language. There are few versions of HTML that is used in the day-to-day scenario also, that is the 4.5, 4.01 is the most firmly used, established, and the newer, but more robust HTML getting or gaining the Steam and the browser support. So there are multiple versions, but the HTML5 is the latest version that is used in the day-to-day scenario, that is used in the latest market, that is the HTML5. And the both the versions, that is the HTML 4.01 as well as the HTML5, that are both are getting the we can say the increment, or we can say the demand in the going today market, that is the HTML 4.01 and the HTML5. And the both the versions have a stricter implementation known as the XHTML, that is the extensible HTML. So these are also known as the XHTML, that is the enhanced part of the advanced part of the HTML, that is the XHTML, which is essentially the same language with much stricter syntax rule. That is the same language that is as compared to the HTML, but more language, or we can say the more criteria that is the same as compared to the more syntax rule that is available with the HTML. We will get to the particulars of what makes the various versions different in the chapter number 10. That is what's up the HTML5. That is the HTML5 is the latest version. So in this paragraph we study what is the HTML. That is a language that is used to create the web page document. So this is the language that is used to create the web page document. Suppose I want to create a website. For that I have to create the web pages. And for creating the web pages, there are multiple language, and the HTML is one of the best language. We can say the simplest language, or the starting language, or the basic language for the web page development. And once the web page has been developed, then these web pages are combined into the website. So first of all, HTML, that is used for the web creation of the web pages. Then these web pages are combined together to make the websites. And there are few versions that is available in for the HTML, that is used for the HTML that is used in the day-to-day basis, that is the HTML 4.01 and the HTML5, and these are the newest version, or we can say the latest version of the HTML. That's why it is also known as the XHTML, that is the extensible HTML. Now second line is very important, second paragraph first line, that is HTML is not a programming language. Remember, it's not a programming language. We cannot write the programs. It's a scripting language. It's a markup language, which means it is a system that is used for identifying and describing the various components of a document, such as the heading, paragraph, and the list. So it is a system that is used to identify and describe what are the various components. That is a markup language. That is how to describe or how to deal with the heading, how to deal with the paragraph, and how to deal with the list. So it's a markup language, that is a system, or that means it is a system for identifying and describing what are the various components that is available in the document, such as the heading, paragraph, and the list. And the markup indicates the document underlying structure. You can think of it as a detailed, machine readable outline. And you don't need the programming skills, only the patience and the common sense that is used to write the HTML. So it's not a scripting, it's not a programming language, HTML, but it's a scripting language, or the markup language, that is used for identifying and describing the various component of a document, such as paragraphs, such as heading, and the list. And the markup indicates the document underlying structure that is used. And the best way to learn the HTML is to write out some pages by hand, as we will be doing in the exercises in this book. And if you end up working in the web production, you will live and birth the HTML. So if you are finished with the HTML, finished with the writing of the script, writing of the language, that means you are finished with the HTML. The good news that it is simple to learn the basics. So it is very simple to learn the basic, that is the HTML. So if you are in a hobby to learn the web page designment, or web designment, we can say the languages, the first language, that is the basic language, is the HTML. So my question is to Larry and the Miti Jamvin, and any doubts about the HTML, that is what is the HTML, it's a programming language, and anything, any doubts, any question about the HTML? We will do the practical from tomorrow onwards of the HTML also, but today only this theory part, this one paragraph. Any doubts, anyone? Okay, and what about Larry G? Okay, Larry. So the next part is the CSS, that is the next part, that is the next part of the HTML, that is the cascading style sheets, that is the CSS. So while HTML is used to describe the content in a web page, it is cascading style sheet that describe how the content, or how that content should look. That is one is the describing the content, that is the HTML. One is the how the content should look, that is the CSS. So one is what is the content, one is how the content looks, one is only the, we can say, the matter, one is only for the looking look and feel of the content. So CSS describes how the content should look, and in the web page designing, the way the page looks is known as its presentation. That means font, color, background, image, line spacing, page layout, and so on, all controlled with the CSS. So everything that is available, like your font color, page or page color, fonts, background images, line spacing, page layout, and so on, everything is controlled by the CSS, that is a cascading style sheet. And with the newest version of the CSS, that is the CSS3, you can even add the special effects and the basic animation. That is, you can also add the animations in the web page design or the website development or the web pages by using the CSS. So concept is clear. HTML is only for the content and the CSS is only for the designing the, or we can say, the give the look and feel of the content. So one is only putting the content and one is for the making the makeup of the content. And CSS also provides the methods for controlling how document will be presented in context other than the traditional desktop browser, such as in print or on devices with the small screen width. It also has rules for specifying the non-visual presentation of the document. So there will be also the rule that is used for specifying the visual presentation of the document, such as how they will sound when read by the screen reader. That is how they work, there will be a visual presentation of the document that is controlled by the CSS, that is a cascading style sheets. So how this will represent how the document will be presented in a proper format. Next, style sheets that also have a great deal or great tool for automating the production. So I'm going to start the style sheets, but after the break, let's take a break for 10 minutes. Then after the break, I'm going to continue with the style sheets. Let's take a break. So come back from the break. Now let's start the session again. So next is the CSS, that is a style sheet that is also used as a great tool for automating the production, because you can change the way an element look across all the pages in your site by editing a single site or style sheet document. So style sheet means you can change your entire website, entire web pages, because you can change the way an element look across all the pages in your website by editing a single style sheet document. So by changing to the single style sheet document, we can change our tool, we can change our document that is look by editing a single style sheet document. And style sheets are supported to some degree by all the modern browsers. So in CSS there is a style sheet concept that is also used for the automatic the production, that is also used for the concept of the database management. And although it is possible to publish web pages using HTML alone, you will probably want to take on style sheets so you are not stuck with the browser's default style. So everything that is published over the HTML page that will use for the on style styles, that you not stuck with the browser's default styles. And if you are looking into the designing website professionally, proficiency at the style sheets is mandatory. So whatever the designing part that is used for the professional level, then that means proficiency is at the style sheets is mandatory for the web page designing for the HTML document. And when this book says style sheets, it is always referring to the cascading style sheets, because style sheet means the sheet that is used for the entire web pages, entire website. One sheet will be changed and the entire website will be changed. That is a cascading style sheet. That is example of the cascading style sheet that is used for the www, that is a World Wide Web. Next is the sorry. Although it is also possible to publish the web page using HTML alone. So we can also use only HTML for using the web pages, for creating the web pages. It is not mandatory that all the web pages must require the CSS. No, but the CSS will be used. That is also used for the style sheet that is used with the browser's default style. And if you are looking into the designing website professionally, proficiency at the style is very mandatory. and the style sheets are discussed in the further in the part 3. Now next is the JavaScript DOM scripting. That is, what is the JavaScript, how to use the JavaScript, what is the meaning of the DOM scripting. So JavaScript is a scripting language that is used to add the interactivity and the behavior to the web pages. That means it is a language that is used to add the interactivity. Add the interactivity means add the enhancement, or we can say the add the behavior, add the interactivity as the user level, that is also available. So it is used to add the interactivity and the behavior to learn the web pages, including what are the various ways by which we can add our web pages. So first is checking the form entries for the valid entry. That is, if you are entering the wrong entry for the password, you must write or must give a pop-up that is must write the or must give the correct entry. So JavaScript is also used for the validation. So checking the form entries for the valid entry. Then next is swapping out the styles from an or for an element or an entire site. That is checking out the sites, checking out the styles. What are the various styles that is available for the element, that is available for the site. So swapping out the styles for an element or the entire style. Then next is making the browser remember information about the user for the next time she visits. So make the browser information, that is a history, that is available for the next time she or he visits this. So make the browser remember information, that means creating the history for the user so that it is available for the website development. So maintain the history, create the history, or making the history or the browser history that is used for the user, that is used for the next time she visits. And building the interface widget, that is the next part, that is also used or that is also used by the JavaScript. That means building the interface widgets, such as expanding the menus. So that is building the interface widgets, that is what are the widgets, what are the interface design that is used with the widgets, and also used for the expanding the menus. So these are the four parts, or these are the four interactivity tools that is used or that is done by the JavaScript. So that is a scripting language that is used to add the interactivity, we can say, as the add the user friendly and the behavior to the web pages. That is a JavaScript. And there are four parts of the JavaScript that is used to add the interactivity. First is checking form entries for the valid entries, then swapping out the styles for an element or the entire sites, then making the browser remember information about the user for the next time he or she he visits, then building the interface widgets, such as expanding the menu, that is creating the drop down menu, creating the pop-up menu. So there are various menus that is also available for the JavaScript. That is the JavaScript DOM scripting. Now what is the full form DOM? That is a document object model, that is also a part of the scripting that is used to document the object. And the next paragraph says JavaScript is used to manipulate the elements on the web pages. That is how to manipulate the elements on the web pages. What are the various parts by which the elements or by which the JavaScript will be used for manipulation of the web pages. So JavaScript is used to manipulate the elements on the web pages, the styles applied to them, or even the browser itself. So it is used to manipulate. Manipulate means rectify the elements on the web pages, the styles that is applied to the web pages, and even the browser itself. And there are other web scripting languages that is also available, but the JavaScript is the standard and the most comfortable language that is used to add the interactivity over the web pages. So there are multiple languages, multiple parts that is also used on the web pages, but the main important part that is used is the JavaScript, that is the most standard and the most ambiguous language that is used for the web-based scripting, that is used to add the interactivity. So JavaScript is used to manipulate the elements on the web pages, the styles applied to them, or even the browser itself. And you may also hear the term that is a DOM scripting that is used in relation to the JavaScript. So there will be a DOM scripting, that is a document object model scripting that is used in relation to the JavaScript. And DOM stands for document object model. That is refers to the standardized list of the web page element that can be accessed and manipulated using the JavaScript. So that is a standard language, that is a standardized language that is used for the JavaScripting, and that is used for the standard listing that is used in the JavaScript, that is used for the JavaScript, or the web page element that is available in the JavaScript, that is available in the Java form languages. And DM scripting is a term that is used for the refers to the DHTML, that is a dynamic HTML. Now it is an obsolete approach. And writing the JavaScript is a type of programming. So whatever the JavaScript that we are using, that is a type of programming that is used, that is available in the JavaScript concept, that is used in the JavaScript concept, that is for the interaction, that is used for the interaction in the JavaScript. So writing JavaScript is a type of the programming. So it may be time consuming to learn if we have no proper programming or no prior programming experience. So whenever you write the JavaScript language, whenever you write the program in the JavaScript language, they require or that require some skills that must be the communication skill, or that must be a programming skill. So you must be aware about the communication skill. You must be aware about the programming skill, because that is a very important in the JavaScript. So if you do not have a knowledge of the programming skills, do not have a knowledge of the programming, so it is very difficult to learn the JavaScript. So writing JavaScript is a very difficult task, or we can say not difficult task, but a time consuming task if you do not have a knowledge of the programming. And any programming experience. And many people teach themselves JavaScript by reading the books and following and modifying the existing example. And most of the authoring example tools that is available, that comes with a standard script that you can use right out of the books for the some common function. So there are most common function that is also available, that is used for the JavaScript. And the professional web developers are required to know JavaScript. However, plenty of web visual designers rely on the developers to add the behavior to their design. So that is a most of the professional web developers are required to know what is a JavaScript, how to use the JavaScript, and there are plenty of visual designers that rely on the developer to add the behaviors to their design. That is, what are the behaviors, how to use the behaviors, and what are the various functionality that is available with the behaviors. And so while JavaScript is useful, learning to write it may not be mandatory for all the web design. So while the JavaScript is very useful, but learning to the site or learning to the write is very useful, it may not be mandatory for all the web designers. Teaching JavaScript is outside the scope of this book. That is, the teaching JavaScript is outside the of this skill that is used with the JavaScript language. And I recommend learning JavaScript by the chalet parts as a good starting place if you want to come learn. So if you want to come to learn about the JavaScript, that will be used for the JavaScripting language. Now next is a server-side scripting, that is the next part. So that is the last part of this languages. So that is the server-side scripting, that is available, that is a language that is used at the server side. So some simple websites are collection of the static HTML documents and the image files. But most commercial sites have more advanced functionalities such as the form handling, dynamically generated pages, shopping carts, content management, database, and so on. So that is a server-side scripting. So these are the websites that is a collection of the static HTML documents and the image files. And but the most commercial site, or the most important site that has been advanced functionality, or that has provided the advanced functionality such as the form handling and dynamically generated pages, shopping carts, content management system, databases, and so on. So there are various websites that is used for the website development, and that is used for the databases, that is used for the content management, that is used. And there are a number of programming languages and the framework that are used to create the web applications, that is used to create the web application, that is used with the content development. So there are a number of programming languages that is used to create the web application, that includes the PHP, that is used as a cake PHP, or the code igniter, and then Drupal, then Python, that is a Django and the Turbo Gears, then Ruby, then the Ruby on the Rails, Sinatra, then JavaScript that I have already discussed, then Java, that includes the Grail, Google Web Toolkit, Java Server Faces, then ASP.NET, that includes the .NET Nuke and the ASP.NET NVC or MVC. That is also a part of the JavaScript. That is these are the various we can say the programming languages. These are various server-side scripting languages that is used for the making the JavaScript, that is used for making the web application development. So the next is JavaScript, then Java, and then the ASP.NET. And developing the web application is programmer territory. So it's the programmer territory, how to use, when to use, and how much time you need to use them. That is the admission category, or that is a programmer territory, and that is not expected of all the web designers. That is also used. However, that does not mean that you cannot offer such functionality to your client. No, that's not the case, that you cannot apply the functionality, you cannot provide the functionality to the client. That is not the case. But you can do the setting, you can do the changes that you can use, that is not expected of the web designer. It is possible to get the shopping carts, content management systems, mailing list, and the blogs as pre-packaged solutions without the need to the program them from the scratch. So it is possible to get the shopping carts, content management system, mailing list, and the blogs that are pre-packed solution, that are pre-packed category that is used, that is without the need to program them from the scratch. That is one of the criteria that is used in the this one. So next topic is where do I need to buy? That is the next topic that I'm going to start in the next class. That is where do I need to buy? What is the XML? What are the equipment that is used with the JavaScript that is used with the website development? That is the next topic that I'm going to start in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session. If you have any queries, any question, you can ask the queries from me. So thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye everyone. We will meet tomorrow with the, or we will see tomorrow with the next topic, that is what do I want to buy. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.